Okay, are you able to see the PPT? PPT ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so in today's class we are going to discuss about staffing. Okay, staffing means, so we know for any manufacturing company, it has to manage three resources. Okay, if you consider any manufacturing company, it has to manage three resources: material, manpower, and money. Okay, so staffing comes under managing the manpower, that is human resource. Okay, that will be handled by human resource of any company. So staffing is important to have a good organization. It is important to have a good organization structure. So organization structure means, so it involves various levels of management and also workers. Okay, and line of command, who is answerable to whom. All those things will be defined or will comes under organization structure. It is important to have a good organization structure which ensures division of labor based on specialization of human resource. Okay, but it is even more important to fill the jobs with the right people. Okay, if you don't, if the company is not able to choose right people for work, then it is difficult to get work done with the help of those recruited manpower. Okay, that's why, so even recruiting or hiring right people capable of doing work is also very important. Okay, so that will be addressed by staffing function. All managers have a responsibility for staffing. Okay, so being mechanical engineer, okay, suppose if you are in charge of a shop floor, okay, or if you are a production manager, okay, what is your responsibility? Whom you have to recruit? Or what is your role in staffing if you are a production manager? So generally, people with MBA graduation, okay, so they are going to work in HR department. Okay, then what is the role of mechanical engineers in staffing? So they have to go, if a company is hiring for production department or design department, then who has to conduct technical interview or who has to evaluate the technical knowledge of a job seeker? Okay, that should be done by, again, production manager or one who is heading the design department. They are nothing but they are from the mechanical background. Okay, so all managers have a responsibility of staffing. If you are in charge of production department or design department, okay, you have to involve in the process of selecting right people for the job. Okay, so that's why all managers have a responsibility for staffing. Okay, if you work in a company for 10 or 15 years, so you may be promoted to management level like production manager, okay, or head of the design department, or you may be a team leader. Okay, so where a team is handling some projects, then you have some responsibility and you have to choose right people for your project or for your department. Okay, that is the responsibility of managers. Okay, staffing includes several sub-functions: recruitment. So usually we think recruitment, selection, okay, and everything are similar. Okay, so that is the general perception. But if you think in the management of point of view, recruitment is only, it is only about getting applications from job seekers. That means people who want to get employed. Okay, so getting applications from them is called recruitment. It is not about selecting. It is only about reaching people who want job. okay, and getting applications from them. That is the recruitment. That is one of the sub function of staffing. Next, selection of the best qualified from those who seek the jobs. Okay, in the recruitment function, so people who want job, they will apply for the job. Okay, that is the recruitment activity. Then, so company or managers have to shortlist the applications. Okay, and they have to conduct interviews. Okay, so then they have to select qualified people. Selection of the best qualified from those who seek the jobs. Next, training those who need further instructions to perform their work effectively or to qualify for promotions. Okay, if you consider any software company, okay, if you ask your friends or your relatives who are working in software companies, okay, what they are going to do? So first, they will conduct campus recruitment. Okay, so where they are going to pick some students from various colleges. Okay, and so they are going to hire them. After that, what they will do? They don't so give them work immediately. Okay, so they will train them for 6 months or 3 months. Okay, after providing proper training, then only those students will be allocated with some projects. Okay, so that is the training. So usually most of the companies follow this procedure. They will recruit students, then then after that they are going to provide training. Okay, so after giving jobs immediately, so students are not allowed to work. So they will provide training. The reason is there is gap between what you study in college and the actual work that you are going to do in a company. Okay, in order to fill that gap, training will be provided by companies. Next, performance appraisal. Okay, so if you are working in a company for number of years, then obviously you will expect career growth. Okay, so if you join as a project engineer, okay, you may be wanted to get promoted as manager, okay, or to the next positions, various positions in a company. Okay, so when you get sufficient experience, okay, your expectation is to get promoted to higher levels. So that will be ensured by this function, that is performance appraisal, since it serves as the basis for job change or promotion. Okay, so again, if companies will do performance evaluation, okay, so how you are doing your work, okay, what are the assigned tasks and how you did all those things, okay, that will be uh, documented, and based on that, so companies are going to make decision, okay, whether to give promotion, or in sometimes if your performance is not up to the mark. Next, administration of compensation plans, since it is an important factor in both getting and holding qualified people. Okay, so compensation plans means additional incentives may be provided by the company, like bonus. Okay, if company is in profit, some amount of or some percentage of profit will be shared among its workers in terms of bonus. This is one of the compensation plan to retain the employees. Okay, so this will be done by some companies. Okay, so these are the various functions which are included in staffing. It's about making job seekers aware of the available positions in a company, that is recruitment. Okay, so ಯಾವ ಕೆಲಸ ಖಾಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡೋದು ರಿಕ್ರೂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ one sub function. After that, so job seekers will apply, then shortlisting and selecting, that is another sub function. Then after selection, companies need to provide proper training, so that is another function. So once you give a company give training and people started working, okay, then they want reward for the work they done. So they want promotions, they want salary hike, Okay, that will be addressed by performance appraisal function. Next, so compensation plans when company is in profit. Okay, so additional benefits may be provided to employees. Okay, so that is compensation plans. Next, importance and need for proper staffing. Okay, if company doesn't have sound human resource department, then what are the consequences that may occur? Okay, why proper staffing is required? That means choosing right people for right positions. It helps in discovering talented and competent workers and developing them to move up the corporate ladder. Okay, since everything is defined. Okay, so the process of recruiting, selecting, training, appraisal, compensation plans, everything will be predefined. Okay, so then people who are working in that company, they are aware. Okay, if we work for five years, okay, after 5 years, what is my position, whether I am going to get promotion, how many promotions I am going to get. Okay, so how much salary hike I may get, everything will be defined if there is proper staffing. Next, it ensures greater production by putting the right man in the right job. So again, if you are able to, as a manager, if you are able to hire suitable people or efficient people, then they are going to do work properly. Okay, because of that, again, the productivity of the company is going to improve. Okay. Next, it helps to avoid a sudden disruption of an enterprise production run by indicating shortages of personnel, if any, in advance. So that means staffing, if staffing function is done properly, then there is a clear picture regarding what is the actual human resource requirement. Okay, how many people is, how many workers are, what is the human resource requirement for production department, how many people are required for marketing and sales department, how many required for design department, everything will be decided. Okay, so if there is less than what is required, immediately company can decide, or it can go for filling the vacant positions. Next, it helps to prevent underutilization of personnel through overmanning and the resultant higher labor cost and low profit margins. Okay, so again, you have to, in staffing function, so managers are going to decide, okay, what is the actual human resource requirement. It should not be less and it should not be more. If it is less, it is difficult to complete the work within the stipulated time. If there are more number of workers in a company than required, then that will result in high labor cost. Okay, that is the loss for the company. That's why deciding the exact number of people required to work or to complete the workload in a company is very important. It should not be less and it should not be more. Okay, so this proper staffing process will help to have a clear picture regarding the human resource requirement. Next, recruitment. Okay, as we discussed, recruitment is about getting applications from job seekers. That means it may be from unemployed youth, or it may be from people who are already working in some other company with some experience. Okay. Once the requirement of manpower is known, the process of recruitment starts. So that means if you are owner of a company, okay, suppose you have identified that 50 people are required to run the company, then you go for hiring 50 people. Okay, that is the recruitment. The management should have a proper plan of recruitment regarding the quantity, that means how many required, and quality. So that means whether experienced people are required, whether you can hire freshers, then what should be the qualification. Okay, whether you should go for ITI diploma or BE, MTech. Okay, so or which type of qualification, BSc, BCom. Okay, all those things should be decided. So quantity and quality of personnel required and the time when it is needed. So that is also very important. Okay. So when you have to recruit, whether at the beginning of the year or after 6 months, okay, or depending on the So demand for the product which the company is manufacturing. Okay, you have to, or the people working on human resource department, they have to decide. Next, definition. There are various definitions, and there is no standard definition for recruitment. Okay, these are the three different definitions. The process of identifying the sources for prospective candidates and to stimulate them to apply for the jobs. Recruitment is the generating of applications or applicants for specific positions. It is a process of attracting potential employees to the company. Okay, these are some of the definitions of recruitment. Okay, next, sources of recruitment. Okay, after your graduation, okay, if you want to get job in any company, what are the ways in which you can get a job in a company? How you can get job?
Sir, one is our college campus, sir.
One is campus selection. Okay. Next.
School campus, sir. 4 to 5 colleges will be taken, and one company will come and do recruitment, sir.
Okay, that is also campus selection. That also comes under campus selection. Okay. Next, what are the other ways? Suppose if you don't get job in campus recruitment, how we are going to get job in future? What are the ways?
Sir, walk in, sir, after campus.
Off campus, walk-in. That means you may get information about a walk-in interview in some companies. Where you are going to get that information? Where you are going to get information about walk-in interviews in different companies? How you are able to get that information?
Sir, in some social media such as LinkedIn and in some WhatsApp groups and in newspapers also they publish, sir.
Okay, so there is companies are going to do publicity. They are going to provide publicity so that job seekers will know that a particular company is doing campus recruitment. Okay, so then what are the other ways? Walk-in, then campus recruitment. Other than that, what are the other ways? Really? Okay, so there are different ways. So you may get job in campus recruitment. You may get job by attending walk-in interviews, that is off campus. Then you may go near, or you may go to a company, okay, with your resume, and you may hand over your resume to security of a company. Then when there is a requirement, okay, the human resource department may look into your resume, okay, or you may upload your resume to a job portal, okay, where with the help of that you may get information regarding where are the openings, okay, and even you may go to a job consultancy. With the help of job consultancy also you may get job, or there is a government source, or there is a government department which is also working on this. Which is that government department? Even government as an initiative to connect job seekers and employers. Which is the department which is going to connect okay, unemployed youth and the various companies? ಯಾವ department? In every district you can find an office. Have you heard about employment exchange? Okay, so that is also another way. So there are various ways, okay, so that we'll look into. Okay, sources of recruitment. One is, so there are two possibilities. The sources of recruitment can be broadly classified into two categories, internal and external source. Internal means, so already it is about giving promotions to people who are already working in the company. That is the internal source. External means, so you are hiring people outside the company. It may be freshers or it may be people who have some experience. Okay. So internal sources refer to the present working force of a company. So for example, so at the initial stage of your career, you may start working as a production engineer. Okay, after 5 years, you may be promoted to production manager. Okay, so that means instead of hiring production manager from other companies or who has experience of working in other companies, company may go for promoting the existing employee. Okay, that is the internal source. Next, vacancies other than at the lowest level may be filled by selecting individuals from among the existing employees of the company. Since lowest level is the first level of entry to the organization. If there is vacancy at first level, okay, you cannot fill that vacancy by demoting someone at the higher level. You cannot do that. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to recruit from outside the company. Okay, that is, you should go for external candidates. Okay, external sources are re-employing former employees. So that means someone work in a company for 5 years. After that, they quit that company. Then in 3 years, they may work in some other company. Okay, after that, once again, company may prefer to re-employ them. Okay, so ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟೋಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೇ ಕರೆಸ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. Okay, so by considering their efficiency, their qualification. Okay, so company may go for re-employing former employees. Next, friends and relatives of present employees. Okay, so you are well aware of, I think you are aware of this. Okay, friends and relatives of present employees. So in order to get job in off campus, okay, so you should have links, you should have contacts. Okay, so then only you are going to get that reference. Okay, so if you have reference, it is easy to get job. The reason is companies prefer to recruit people. Okay, so to select people who are friends and relatives of present employees. Some companies do that. Okay, the reason is it is easy to trust them. Okay, and that will build a good environment in a company, good relation between employees and the company. Okay, that is a strategy. Then applicants at the gate. So we discussed after graduation. Okay, so if you don't get job in campus recruitment, you can go to Bangalore or any other city where there are companies. Okay, you can go to a company and at the entry, that means at the gate, you can hand over your resume to security personnel. Okay, later that if required, that resume will be considered by HR department. Okay, nowadays it has been changed. Okay, earlier hard copies were given to the security personnel of companies. Now usually everything has become online. Okay, so companies also prefer online platforms rather than getting hard copies of the applications at gate, but some companies will prefer even today. Okay, college and technical institutions. Okay, so suppose if you are working in human resource department, if you are a manager. Okay, so these are the possibilities. You can re-employ former employees. You can consider friends and relatives of present employees. You can consider people who gave applications hard copy. Okay, so at the gate. Then you can also consider going for campus recruitment. Okay, as a manager, you can go for campus recruitment and you can hire students. Okay, that is college and technical institutions. Then employment exchanges. So as we discussed, in every district there is employment exchange office where you can register, and if there are vacancies, companies will communicate to employment exchange, and employment exchange will communicate to the job aspirants. Okay, that is employment exchanges. Then advertising the vacancy. So you can find advertisements on newspaper, on social media platforms. That is another way. If you advertise, then job seekers will know that these are the jobs vacant in these companies. Okay, that is another way. Next, labor unions. Okay, some companies prefer to hire people considering reference from labor unions. Okay, now it depends. It depends on the relation between labor unions and management of the company. It is also like based on reference from the people who are already working in the company. Next, evaluation of alternative sources. Okay, if you are owner of a company or if you are working in human resource department, these are the ways in which you can choose people for giving them employment. Okay, so then next, which is the good source? Okay, which is the better method if you are owner of the company or if you are working in human resource department? You have to evaluate. There are different ways you can get people. Okay, but which is the best one? That you have to evaluate. Okay, evaluation of alternative sources. Following are some of the measures which can be used to assess how good or how poor various sources are proved to be. Time lag between requisition and placement. Okay, suppose if the company production department say we need 10 people to in charge to work in quality department. Okay, when they give that requisition to the management, okay, and the actual time taken to get this 10 people working in quality department are quality engineers. Okay, so the gap between requisition and placement, that will be considered. If it is too long, then that source is inefficient. That means if production department gave a requisition from next month onwards we need 10 more people to work in quality department, and if a particular source of suppose if the company or if the HR department prefer to go for campus recruitment, the problem is if the company go for campus recruitment, students will join after completion of their graduation. Then it will take 6 months to 1 year depending on when you are going for campus placement. That will consume more time. Okay, or immediately you can, instead of going for campus recruitment, you can prefer walk-in. Okay, you can fix a particular date, and that date, okay, job seekers has to come to the company. Okay, so then there itself you can do interviews and all those things, and immediately you can recruit. So recruitment ratio, that is the number of persons actually hired per 100 applicants. So this will reflect the quality of human resource available. Okay, if a company visits college and if it conducts interview of 100 people and if it hires only one, what does that indicate? So that indicate the human resource available in that particular college is not good. Then what HR department will do? Next time it don't go for campus recruitment in that particular college. Okay. Similarly, if a company has shortlisted 100 people based on the resumes received from a job portal, okay, then again when it conduct interview and selection process, out of 100, if it is able to choose 10, then it may think, okay, so the percentage compared to campus recruitment is good, then it can choose that source. Okay, next, employee attitude studies to discover the reactions of present employees to both external and internal recruiting. Again, this will also happen. Okay, so if more benefits are provided to newly appointed staff or newly employed, then there may be opposition from the people who are already working in the company. Okay, that is also will be studied by HR department. Correlation between different sources of recruitment and factors of success on the job. This is also another important thing. Okay, company may select 10 because of various reasons. Out of 10, Okay, 7 may quit the job. Then that is also will be considered by HR department. Okay, ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರೆಕ್ರೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ, 10 ಜನ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು, 7 ಜನ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟೋದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ that is a negative remark for that particular source of recruitment. Okay, then data on turnover, grievances and disciplinary action tabulated according to different sources of recruitment through light on the relative merits and demerits of source. Okay, a company will our HR department will have a data regarding how many recruited from campus selection, how many are recruited through direct walk-ins, how many are recruited through by considering resumes on job portals. Okay, then it will evaluate the quality of people recruited from various sources. Campus selection or quality ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ಯಾ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದೋ ಜಾಬ್ ಪೋರ್ಟಲ್ ಇಂದ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ಯಾ, ಇಲ್ಲ at times companies may get employees from consultancies, various job consultancies. Then ಯಾವುದೋ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿ ಇಂದ ಬಂದಿರೋರು ಹೆಂಗ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Okay, all those things will be evaluated and based on that it may be possible to choose. Okay, so better source. Next, gross cost per hire. This is arrived at by dividing total cost of recruitment by the number of individuals hired. Okay, so if you consider campus recruitment and walk-in arranged in the company itself, okay, which will cost less for a company, whether going for campus recruitment or going for walk-in in the company itself, which will cost less. ಯಾವುದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಖರ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ವರ್ಷಿತ್,
Campus, sir.
so campus will cost less for a company. If you are owner of a company, okay, so if you go for campus recruitment, what are the costs that you need to bear? ಏನೇನು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ? Okay, your company may be in Bangalore, then from Bangalore 2 or 3 managers has to go to a college, then traveling allowance. Okay, and you have to, there are some other expenses also. Okay, then they must do campus selection for 1 or 2 days. Once again they have to come back. Instead of that, if walk-in is conducted in the company itself, there will be no travel. Okay, so you may finish all process within few hours. That means, okay, arranging for walk-in may cost less. And again, there is another problem. Okay, in walk-in you may not get good quality job seekers. Okay, in college, depending on the type of the quality of education and quality of students in that college, you may have a clear picture. Okay, if I go for campus selection, I can hire this much. But in walk-ins, you don't have that clarity. But walk-ins will cost less compared to campus selection. It depends. Okay, if colleges are ready to bear all expenses, if colleges provide that offer to the company, then you may consider going for campus recruitment. Okay, next, advantages of internal recruitment. That means instead of recruiting new employees, if you go for promoting people already working in the company, what are the advantages you can gain? A sense of security develops among the employees. So that means if I work properly, if I work efficiently, I will get promotion, my salary will be increased. Okay, this there will be confidence in the employees. ಈ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಲಿ ಇದ್ರೂ ನನಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಸೊ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಥಿಂಕ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ರಿಕ್ರೂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ರಿಮೈನ್ ಲಾಯಲ್ ಟು ದಿ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಒಂದು it ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so there will be a good will. People recruited from within the organization do not need induction training since they are well aware of the company in which they are working. They don't need induction training. That means getting familiar with the company or the working environment. That may not be required. Employees in the lower ranks are encouraged to look forward to rising to higher position in the concern. Okay, so that's why someone who worked in a company for few years, if he is having diploma, okay, after 3 or 4 years, so they will go for getting BE graduation. The reason is, so they will get promoted. They will choose evening colleges and do engineering simultaneously with work. Okay, so ಆಗ್ಲತ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ದೆನ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈವನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿತ್ ITI, so they also do diploma in evening colleges and they will get promotions. Even companies, some companies will encourage this. Okay, then labor turnover is reduced. Turnover means work ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋರು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so that is the turnover. If the retention rate is more, then there will be less turnover. If 100 employees work for 20 years, then there will be no turnover. Then out of 100, okay, if 50 leave the company, then you have to recruit 50 new employees, then the turnover will be 150. Okay, so that's why if retention rate is good, then turnover will be also reduced. People are motivated to become efficient since they know they will get promotion if they do their work properly. They will get motivated. Valuable contacts with major suppliers and customers remain intact. Okay, so if people working in marketing department, okay, if they change their job, company may lose some crucial contacts. Okay, so there might be a problem regarding interaction with outside world. Okay, if we go for external recruitment. Next, a better employer-employee relationship is established. So here, employer is nothing but he is the owner of the company. Employee are nothing but they are workers. Owner and workers relationship. Next, disadvantages of internal recruitment. There are disadvantages also. Okay, this method limits the choice of selection to the few candidates available within the enterprise. Since you are not looking at the outside sources, okay, you are relying only on people working in the company itself, then that will limit the choice of selection. You have to choose among the available in the company. Okay, it may encourage favoritism and nepotism. I think nepotism is the very familiar term nowadays. Okay, if you watched newspapers or if you read newspaper and if you have watched okay television, you might be familiar with the term nepotism. Okay, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಟಿವಿಲಿ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ? So there was a lot of discussion about nepotism in Bollywood. If you have watched the news channels, English news channels especially. Okay, so there was a lot of discussion about nepotism in Bollywood. What do you mean by nepotism? What do you mean by nepotism? So nepotism means, so in politics we are aware about family politics. So that means ಅಪ್ಪ ಯಾರೋ MLA ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಗ MLA ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಪ್ಪ ಯಾರೋ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಗ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೆಪೋಟಿಸಮ್ ಇನ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅಪ್ಪ ಆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಗ ಅಥವಾ ಮಗಳು ಆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೆಪೋಟಿಸಮ್ ಇನ್ ಫಿಲ್ಮ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್. Similarly in companies also, if a company prefer to internal sources, it may leads to nepotism. That means ಯಾರೋ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋರು ಅವ್ರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅವ್ರ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದೊಂಥರ ಅಗೈನ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇಂಟು ಎ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ವೇರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರವ್ರ ನೆಂಟರು, ಅವ್ರವ್ರ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ, ಅವ್ರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಓಕೆ, ಅವ್ರವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. whether they are competent or not, whether they are efficient or not, because of the influence they are having in the company. Okay, so that is another problem, that is nepotism. Okay, so if a concern is extending its activities into new lines, internal candidates may prove unsuitable for new positions. This may involve extra expenditure in imparting necessary training to them. Okay, again, because of change in technology, if you want to retain existing staff, you may have to provide training, and again, that is waste of resources, at the same time waste of time also. Instead of that, you can recruit one who is able to work on that new technology immediately. Okay, so that is another disadvantage. Okay, advantages of external recruitment. Old habits are replaced by new ones and concern becomes more dynamic. Since new minds, okay, so people are not just numbers, they are minds, okay, they can think. People are not machines, they are minds, they can think. Okay, so that's why new thoughts, okay, so our new thought processes may be seen in a company if new people are recruited. Okay, the field of choice becomes very wide, hence there is the possibility of selecting people with rich and varied experience if you go for external recruitment. Next, disadvantages of external recruitment. If a concern makes recruitment from external sources, its employees generally feel frustrated and their morale is adversely affected. That means instead of giving promotions to the people who are working in the company, if higher positions, okay, so are given to newly recruited, then there will be a problem. This will happen in politics also. Okay, people will change one party to another party. Then there will be problem with the with people who are in that party and newcomers. You have seen in politics. Okay. Similarly, same thing will happen in companies also. Instead of giving promotion to people who have experience in the same company, if new people are recruited from outside, okay, there will be conflict among employees and the management. The present employees may lose their sense of security and become disloyal to the employer. So that means employee may think, okay, ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಏನು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಓಕೆ ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಮಗೇನು ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ, so then that will affect the morale of the people working in a company. There is a greater turnover of labor since people are recruited from outside. Okay, turnover, people will change the jobs. Okay, retention rate will be less. So there is deterioration in the employer-employee relationship, resulting in industrial unrest, strikes, and lockout. Okay, and if you read newspaper, now there is a problem in one company in Karnataka also. Okay, because of the conflict between employees and management of the company. Okay, one company has been locked out. Which is that company?
Toyota.
Toyota. Okay, so the Toyota plant in Bidadi, okay, so has been locked out. The reason is there is protest from labor union. They have some demands. Okay, so because of the conflict between labor unions and management of the company, one Toyota plant has been shut down. So this is the importance of management. Okay, you may think these are okay, so theoretical aspects, it is of no use, why we are studying this. It doesn't, it is not like that. Okay, managing people is a very crucial role, plays a very important role. Otherwise, you know what is happening with Toyota company. Okay, so that's why relation between workers and management plays an important role. Okay, and that's why you are studying this course. And if you are working in management level, or if you start your own company, if you start your own startup, then you must be aware of the importance of managing people properly. Okay, Next, selection. Selection is the next process. Recruitment is about getting applications. Okay, selection is filtering process. Okay. So you know, in campus selection, which are the different rounds in campus recruitment?
Sir, aptitude,
Aptitude is the first round. Okay.
then group discussion,
Group discussion.
and third will be technical round, and fourth will be HR round, sir.
Okay. Okay. This is the general selection process that is followed in campus selection. Usually in off-campus also, interviews will be there. In off-campus also, you may be directly after shortlist of your resume. Okay, directly you may have technical interview followed by HR interview. Okay. In aptitude, you will get questions related to multiple choice questions on various domain. Okay, some questions may be related to general aptitude. Okay, then some questions may be related to technical background. Okay, if software company is hiring, then they will check knowledge regarding C++, Java. Okay, like that. If a core company, mechanical company is doing campus recruitment, then you may get some questions related to mechanical domain. Okay, then you may get a few questions related to communication. That means your English knowledge. Okay, so that may be that is first round. Next, group discussion. Why companies conduct group discussion? What is its importance? Why companies really?
Sir, in group discussion,
Hmm.
a candidate ability to express his ideas as well as his confidence and his courage will be known to others, sir. That's why.
Okay, so that is one aspect. Other than that, companies want to know how you behave in a group. Okay, so if you are working in any company, you are working in team, you are working in with group of people. Okay, so when there are number of people, okay, how you are going to interact with them? Whether you go on speaking without listening to them, then also they will don't choose you. Okay, so in group discussion you have to speak, at the same time you have to listen to others. ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ನಿಮಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದಾಗ ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು, then you will get selected. ಇಲ್ಲ, if you go for dominating the entire group, you may not get selected. There are various considerations. It depends on the considerations of HR team. Okay, after that, in technical round, you know, you will get questions related to your domain expertise. What is the importance of HR round? Which type of questions you are going to get in HR round?
Sir, life skills.
Life skills. Usually in HR round, okay, so they may ask about your salary expectancy, in which department you want to work after 5 years. Okay, so what is your expectation? Okay, so what you are expecting? So that will be done in HR interview. Okay, so ನೀವೇನೇನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಸೊ ಅದರ್ ದೆನ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್, ಸೊ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ 5 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದೇ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ, ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಹೈಯರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲ ರಿಸರ್ಚಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಇಲ್ಲ ರೊಟೀನ್ ಜಾಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಯಾವ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಷ್ಟ? ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಜನರಲಿ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ selection process. Okay, during selection, manager compares qualifications of candidates with requirements of a job and eliminates all those who do not stand up to this comparison. This is the initial round, so where they are going to filter. In campus selection, they will filter based on they will fix a particular CGPA. Okay, students who are having 8.5 CGPA, more than 8.5 CGPA without any backlogs, okay, may attend campus recruitment. That may be the policy of some companies. That is the initial round of selection. Next, students who have more than 8.5 CGPA and without any backlogs, they can attend. Some companies may set CGPA to 7.5 with 2 backlogs. Okay, so like that they will that is the initial round of selection. in campus selection. In off-campus, criteria may be different. Okay. Next steps in the selection procedure. Though there is no standard procedure adopted by all organizations, the following is an example of a popular sequence of steps. Application blank. Application blank means it is an application with all details like your resume. That is the application blank. By looking at that resume also, they will select some and they will eliminate some. Okay, that is the application blank. Looking into the filled application, blank is nothing but it is a filled application. Okay, initial interview of the candidate, that is like technical interview. Okay, and again, so in interview you don't get expected questions. That means during your 4-year graduation, okay, you must be able to respond to unexpected questions. If you go on working on expected questions, okay, that doesn't serve any purpose. Routine questions doesn't, okay, so prepare you for your future. That you should remember. Okay, routine simple questions doesn't prepare you for your future. You must be able to respond to unexpected questions. That is the very important skill. If you are able to respond to unexpected questions quickly, you will get a job, you will have better future. Now you may get more marks by answering to simple questions. That doesn't make any sense in future. Okay, that you should remember. Again, you consider the interview, job interview. So whether you are going to get already known questions or unknown questions, obviously you are going to answer for unknown questions. Then now we are going to get prepared mentally to answer for these unknown questions. Okay, so by that you should prepared with by answering to, okay, so challenging questions in CIEs, challenging Viva questions in lab exams, like that. Through this process you will get prepared. Okay. Next, employment test like aptitude test and communication skill test. Okay, so then domain knowledge test. So various tests will be conducted. Then checking references. This is also very important. The reason is, so most of the companies, they want to know the background of job seeker. Okay, so background they will evaluate. If you have reference, that means some friend or some relative working in a company, so you have better chance of getting placed in that particular company. This is a fact. Okay, and that's why social capital plays a very important role. That will give advantage to some, that we discussed in one of the previous class. Okay, physical or medical examination. Okay, so if you want to get job in government sector, public sector, then this is compulsory. They will do medical examination. Okay, final interview. So usually final interview will be HR interview. These are the sample questions. Later I will share. Okay, you will get an idea. Okay, so what type of questions you may get. Okay, mentally how I should prepare for the exam or CAE by looking at the sample questions. Okay, this complete staffing part of module 2. So in next controlling directing, I will continue in next class. Before that, I want to discuss about CAE. Okay, so I took feedback on CAE 1. I want to discuss it before CAE 2 on previous Wednesday, since I was not able to engage the class because we have some other tests. Okay, so I shared a Google form and only 24 have responded to the Google form. This is the feedback about CAE 1. Okay, about question 62.5. Only 24 among you have responded. 62.5% have said question is interesting, and 37% said difficult to answer. Okay, about marks secured. Okay, more than 60% are satisfied, and okay, some are more satisfied, and 33% say they got less than expected. Okay, then about plagiarism, most of you don't like copying, but then I don't know why you copied in first CAE and you got less marks. Okay, Next, penalty for copying. Okay, so most of you want some marks for copying. I don't know, these two are contradictory. You dislike copying, at the same time you want some marks for answering by copying others. Huh? I don't know why. Next, suggestions and grievance. Okay, so someone said question is difficult. Okay, then the prescribed time to write CIE is not enough, especially your questions. Then the question was very interesting and unpredicted. I got so involved writing the first part of the question that I didn't get time to write the other part of the question. Okay, these are the this is the feedback for CAE 1. Okay, I set question paper for CAE 2 by considering your feedback. Okay, and once again I will take feedback for CAE 2 also. This is the question paper of CAE 2. Okay, explain the steps in organizing by considering any one of the following. Okay, I have evaluated, I have uploaded marks in continue also.